This is like your third time to Iraq, right?
Something like that.
Is it your third time, or?
I think it's, let's see, what is this, January? 2 months, I'll turn 50.
So you're already forgetting how many times?
I'm forgetting. See, I was born on an even year. That's how I keep track. So.
That's how you keep track of how many times you've been to Iraq. So you've seen directly how the people that are volunteering to come back to Jerusalem here to Iraq.
We brought a young guy from our church, and on the whole time he was one of those guys that didn't talk much. I thought, well, man, this is kind of a wasted trip for him. And I got home, and a couple days later he calls me and he's like, I think God's calling us to move to Iraq. I just talked to my wife, and she'd never been here, but she actually came up with it first and said, I think God's calling us back to Iraq. And so they ended up moving here.
I did a YouTube clip not long ago about a guy that is known as the Friendly Atheist. He did a YouTube clip, and the title of that was had to do with short-term missions and the waste of short-term missions. But I think that is a perfect example of how short-term missions benefits people. Even if you only come to Iraq one time, or a place like Iraq, you go back to your church, you sit in fellowship with individuals who will probably never get a chance to come to this same kind of place. And then you get to share with them, not about what you read in a book, but about what it was like sitting at the table of those that were in need in Iraq. You become a walking, talking billboard about the needs of that area.
I think short-term trips, for the most part, benefit the person who goes more than the people they're going to. That's why I'm full-time in ministry now, is because I started on short-term missions, and it just changed my life. You meet kids like this, and it like gets your life, and it's like, that's where I want to be the rest of my life. That's what I want to do.
So his argument was, you're going to go there, you're going to see what the situation is, you're going to spend several $1,000s, and then you're probably going to do what? Share from the Bible? How is that helping people that are hungry? How is that helping people that are in war-torn areas?
I think the atheist has a point, because I think there has been times where money has been wasted on short-term trips. And whenever it comes to missions, you can't give it by the numbers.
In some ways you can. Just because my question to the friendly atheist would be, if that is your philosophy, how many atheists are in Iraq helping? Yeah, he can say, instead of spending money on an airplane ticket, you could have actually used it to buy a bed. You could have used it to pay for food.
Yeah, but did he?
Yeah, but did you? Yeah. If you look at a business, I mean, in a business, nobody's going to come and say advertising money is wasted.
That's right.
In fact, a large amount of money for big companies is used towards advertising. Now, the question could be, when you paid for that expensive TV commercial, that really well-known actor to come and represent your product and say, I drink this soda, how many people could actually argue, couldn't you have used that money to pay your workers more?
Yeah.
Couldn't you have used that money to invest in better machinery for your product?
Exactly.
But how would the people even know that that product existed without getting the word out there?
That's why people are spending millions of dollars on Super Bowl ads that, last for a couple of seconds, because it pays off.
And in many ways, that's what short-term missions is. You're going, you're getting exposed to the need, and then you're bringing that need back to the larger body and saying, these guys need help, these guys need prayer, these guys need us to stand together with them in this situation.